Today, I want to talk about something we've talked about before, and I talk about a lot, and it's about the whole concept of when kids are disrespectful. We want to make sure we're holding kids accountable for being disrespectful. Disrespect is a common language behavior that we use in our schools, and it's something that we want to pay attention to. But we have to pay a lot of attention to what respect is in the first place. So if you're going to have a disrespect as part of your discipline data, as part of things that you hold kids accountable for through logical consequences, you've got to be ready to make sure that you can connect it to the way you've defined it. So by saying that, I want to put out a few things that I want you to start to think about that might be helpful. I found these to be very helpful for me when I'm consciously, purposely teaching. What does it mean to be respectful in the confines of my classroom, in the confines of our school building? So if you were to look up the word respect in general, you would find various definitions, and I have a few that I'm just going to read for you today. One would sound like having a deep admiration for someone or something based on what that person or what that thing means to me because of the qualities they have or what they've achieved. The next one would be to have a due regard for feelings and wishes and the rights and traditions of others. That's heavy, okay? That's heavy. If I haven't taught what are traditions, what are feelings, what are the wishes of others, then I'm going to have a hard time holding you accountable for being disrespectful if I haven't purposefully taught that up front. Admire deeply for something, or admire someone or something deeply is part of respect. Acceptance for who you are, even though they're different from you and you might not agree with their view. Okay, huge, right? But it has everything to do with respect. So I have to purposely be taught, how do I accept things that I don't agree with? And when I blatantly, if you will, I know I hate that word, but when I maybe purposefully or maybe even mistakenly, if you will, say something against that or act against that in the confines of school, which is what we have control over, then I can be called out for disrespect because you have taught me that this is something that we do. This is the way we do school. Respect is based on relationships that build trust, safety, and well-being. And so that comes right down to school culture. I have to walk into your building as a child and even as a colleague, as an adult, and know that, hey, we're all on the same page here. And I'm more likely to want to learn these things and follow these things versus trying to push against them because I disagree with them. And I think the final thing here is that respect doesn't always come natural. It has to be taught. It's something that you learn. And again, I think one of the things that I learned from a colleague that was shared with me was someone said to me one day, they said, it's really important to stop expecting you out of others. And it was like, mind blown. Stop expecting you out of others. You're right. I learn things differently. Once again, we do not have control of what happens when we leave school. But if respect becomes such a edgy behavior for us and we find ourselves all discombobulated or all not on the same page as to what is disrespectful versus what is respectful, then we'd really best sit down and define operationally what do we want it to look like, sound like, and feel like in our building so we can hold kids accountable for when they are disrespectful.